Yes, good day farmers. Barak here from Barak Goats. Greetings from Brisbane, Australia. It's a nice and sunny day over here. As you can see, the views are pretty good. Normally I like to do my videos when I'm in a nature place because I love nature. And so, yes, I hope you guys are doing well wherever you're watching me from. We have our followers all over the world now, starting from Uganda, where our farm is, different parts of the country, north, west, central. Our farm is in central. We have quite a lot of followers from there, and also west side and north side, and eastern side as well as south, So thank you for following us as usual. If you are watching us for the first time, my name is Barak. I'm the proprietor of Barak Goats Farm. We do boer goats, Kalahari, crosses, as well as local Mbende goats. So guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, our TikTok account, Facebook profile, and Instagram. We're pretty much everywhere. Yes, so normally I promise you guys when I get time to come and we can discuss a few things about goats farming, our goats farming tips, give each other ideas, share some experiences, what's been happening to our farm, and hopefully by sharing a few things, someone else will benefit from this. Right now, I'll start by giving you guys an update. Right now at our farm, we're in rainy season. For the past 1 year or so, we didn't really have quite a lot of rain. It was pretty much dry, and that means we didn't have enough water. The place was very dry. In terms of feeds, we struggled. That's the reality. And then this season, there's quite a lot of rain, but obviously each season has its own challenges. It's great. We want the rain because we get to have more feeds, especially pastures and all that our goats can feed on. But it also happens to be our kidding season. Kidding season, for the first time actually, our goats farm has expanded quite significantly. And that's in a good way on one side, because growth, everyone needs to grow. You need to grow from being a kid to a teenager, from a teenager to an adult, Likewise, the business also have to grow, So our farm has grown quite significantly. And that means we producing more kids at the moment than we used to do before. That comes with challenges, especially having kids in the rainy season, guys. Excuse me, just one sec. Yes, so having a lot of kids in the rainy season can be pretty challenging, in terms of how to raise those kids. A lot of times, most farmers are really excited and looking forward to having many kids. Then the moment you have kids, the question becomes, wow, this is great, but then how do I raise them all without losing any kids? Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way you can raise all these goats without losing any. I think loss is also part of life or part of nature. That's why we call it livestock. If you're into livestock, you understand that you're dealing with animals or people, whatever it is, that is called life. And if there's life, then there may even be losses at one point. You never know. So what I'm trying to say is that if we are losing kids sometimes, especially in large numbers, it's not good. The reason is, when you run a farm, you're not just running a farm, but also you want to make profit from the goats farm, right? And then the way you make profit is really through those kids. When the goats are producing, you have kids, then you're making profits. That's the profit margins, If you lose the kids, then you're losing money. That's actually one way of losing money. And so we want to try and fight that loss. Actually, that's the best way we can grow from losing kids. If the farm doesn't lose as many kids, it means it's growing. And so for us, we just thought, we just share a few things, a few experiences about goats farm, specifically kids management. We've shared a previous video before about this, but I think it's an important topic to come back to, because I'm pretty sure there is someone else who may be struggling with the same challenge as well. Guys, I'm not drinking alcohol. This one is called a beer, as you can see. It's actually a soft drink. It says it's a ginger beer. So if you think it looks like a beer, but it's not. So I just thought I'd just say that. But yes, losing kids again. So how do you manage kids at your farm? That's the most important question that I want us to talk about. Managing kids starts by managing mothers. When you look after mothers very well, when the mothers are not sick, when the mothers are prepared to give birth, that means given with the right balanced feeds. That's if you have enough. They're in good body conditions, they don't have different issues, then most likely they will give birth to healthy kids. And then from the time kids are born, you need to like really focus on those kids because they're very fragile. So what we do, we start supplementing our mothers, our pregnant mothers, from about 6 months, even though it may not be consistent, but we try and do it, right? Supplement them with a few different feeds like maize bran, that kind of stuff, right? So that they have enough milk, or they even in a good body condition to give birth. When they're about to deliver, we actually separate them from other goats, put them separate, put them by themselves, right? So that we can easily monitor those goats. If they give birth, excuse me, so that if they give birth, we can easily see the kids, make sure the kids are feeding, or the mom has the milk, there is no predators to eat the kid, and any other challenge that could happen at any time. Then our kids sleep in the raised floor or raised house. And the reason we do that is we try and improve hygiene, just to make sure that they're not in contact with anything, such as the infections that could cause infections of the kids. Then we clean our houses regularly, quite regularly, just make sure it's a very detailed cleaning. We give them Intrafa, which gives them a little bit of a boost. I know some people give it through the mouth, but we don't actually give it through the mouth. We give it a bit of injection, like one meal per kid. You can do it from even after it's born. You can do it within 3 days after the kid is born. We normally do it within about a week or so. And then our veterinary doctor has suggested also to use something called iodine that we put on the kid's berry. When the kid is born, it's got that thing on the berry. Even babies do have that one. And then after a few days, it will fall off, right? So before it falls off, especially if the kid is in a very wet, very wet place, infection can apparently go through it, and that will also cause death to the kid. So to try and keep the fragile kid into a very good very good condition, you try and put that iodine once a week. And then other things might be like spraying the kids about once a week to try and limit the external parasites like ticks and all sorts of things. And then feed them 3 times a day, in the morning, and then that means the worker has to be physically there to make sure each and every kid is fed. If the mother has no milk, which is the case for most mothers or goats with mastitis, so those kinds of diseases, mastitis will cause goats to have no milk, right? So it's likely the goat can give birth and still have no milk, and so that's where the help of workers becomes very handy. Someone can actually step in and help the mother to feed by giving it bottle milk. Maybe it's cow milk, or maybe giving the goat to another goat, to a different goat that has milk, but it has to be within the same range, right? So for example, if the kid is just 1 week, it would be better to give it a goat that is 1 week after it's given birth. Likewise, I think the milk, and you can't be changing. Today you give this kind of milk for different cow, tomorrow you use milk from a different cow. It has to be the exact same milk, right? So essentially, sometimes it's very challenging because here you go, you have got about 100 kids. You've never had 100 kids or even more 100 kids before. You're probably not very well prepared in terms of the housing. You don't have very good housing for them to be the clean ones, right? Kids are very fragile in the sense that they don't want an extreme weather, not very hot, not very cold place, right? Very clean and tidy. They're well fed. and very experienced workers who are able to observe them physically. The kids are like kids. You want to observe them, their behaviors, each and everything. Then you know when to respond and respond on time. If you don't, you just risk the chance of losing. We have lost quite a significant number of kids this time, but not as we have before. I think this journey is actually evolving. That's why I've told you before, I appreciate challenges sometimes, because it's only through challenge that we get to learn new things, especially growth. Growth is good. We all aim to grow, but then sometimes challenge. It comes with challenges of its own. And so continuous learning means you continuously searching for knowledge on how to improve. And so, like I said before, having got so many kids was really exciting, but also very challenging. But we're glad that we are into it. We made losses, but we are working through it. Trying to make sure that we have enough manpower, like enough trained and equipped workers to deal with the demand of the goats as they produce many kids. Like I said, it's the profits of the farm. If you're losing goats, like we have lost goats, we continue to strive not to lose as many kids as possible. We want to share our experiences with you guys, and also share with us how you deal with kids management at your farm. What kind of medication do you use at your farm? How do you look after your kids once they're born? Maybe even before they're born, how do you look after mothers? I know each farm has got different challenges sometimes. There are general challenges that everyone faces. But then also some farms have different challenges sometimes, because my challenge, for example, might be about feeding. I don't have enough feeding based on where I am. Someone else's challenge might be completely different. It's about other diseases, not related with feeding, and so sometimes those challenges are good to bring forward, and by sharing my story that I have got this much kids. Yes, I've lost some kids, and I'm striving, and this is what I'm doing. This seems to be working, but it's not working 100%. What else are you doing? So we share this knowledge to each other. There may be even someone who is new, brand new, for the first time. They've never done goats farming. They have no idea how to look after kids. Like I remember when I started, guys, I've shared this video before, or this experience before, that when I started before, I did not know how to look after kids at all. And so I almost lost all kids from fleas. You have fleas that are just brutal. You just see kids dying almost each and every minute, and before you realize that it's fleas, all kids are gone. Well, this time, it might, even if it's just fleas, it's dealt with differently. We try and infect our goats' houses, for example, every now and then. We use all kinds of things to make sure that we fight these external parasites. So, guys, feel free to share with us. Like I've told you, some people have been asking us, but how come your number is Australian number and your farm is in Uganda? Yes, that's true. We do farming quite differently from the traditional kind of farming. We believe that you actually don't have, even though it would be great to be close to your farm and physically run your farm, if your farm needs you to be physically there each and every minute, that's also is not good, because that means if you're not there, the farm is not going to run at all. So we need to set up these farms in a way that they can run with or without you. Actually, that would be the most sustainable thing that I wish my farm could do. Unfortunately, it's not always easy to do something like that, but it's something that we're striving towards too. Now, if you live at the farm, actually, you probably have better results, which is a great thing. But you also don't want to be the person running a farm each and every day. In any business, a good business is the one that you set up and hire someone to actually run the things for you. But obviously, it's very hard to find the right worker to do each and everything. That's why I say we're facing some challenges, management challenges, because some people are not qualified. They don't have the right experience. Sometimes they don't have the right mindset. They don't see the things the same way you see them as the owner of the farm. And so that one is a very very big challenge, And so, but our target ultimately should be setting up a business or setting up a farm, and still having that farm run without you not being physically there. Essentially, that's what we need to do, And so we've tried to install cameras in some key areas, even though we're still in the process, like kids area, where you can sort of see your goats in the exercise yard. These things you learn from other farms. Excuse me. When you go to different farms, you learn a few techniques from different farmers. And that's why it's really important before you start your farm, do your research, reach out to different farmers, talk to different experienced workers. You will learn so much from them than you could just struggle on your own. It is possible to run a farm from a distance. You can be in Kampala, run your farm somewhere in the countryside, or vice versa. You can even be abroad. Like myself, I'm in Australia. That's why people wonder why my number is Australian number, but I'm running the farm. Some people go like, oh, is it a scam? Oh, I thought it's actually a scam. It's actually, and then once they talk to me and all this, they realize, no, it's actually a real farm. We have a real farm. I'm like, guys, we want you guys to go and visit our farm. As much as visitors we have, the better. You guys will learn a thing or two. And we also want people to come and learn. And also, we also learn from other people. Our managers will probably try and also go to other farms and learn from them and how they do things better than we do. We aren't in competition with each other. Actually, we are supposed to be learning from one another. It's the best way we can do this thing called farming, because what I don't know, someone else knows. You never know. You understand, guys? So we have challenges as mobile farmers, or people running farms from a distance. There are a lot of challenges on top of what other challenges that already exist to other farmers, whether you add your farm. But we will walk through them step by step. Today, I just want to share those few words with you guys. Please drop your comment or message us, please, on +61451 360 about how you look after your kids, what kind of medication, what kind of schedules do you use. We just want to know. Thank you so much for now. Have a great day. Bye.